All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
Three consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
All right, Joel, the question on my mind, I don't know if it's on everyone's mind, but on my mind at least, is are we going to close, and we just did, are we going to close green for the week? We just turned green for the week.
Let's make it official here. Let's go to my trusty data window here.
Yep.
And last Friday, yeah, we are. Well, basis the spoon. Ooh, 79.50. Are you tired of hearing me talking about that number? We had 3 closes right there this week, and there we are right now. That could be 4 out of 5 closes in the same area. So that's what we need to be green for the week. Just a choppy day. I just don't know what other way to put it. We went down, looked like you were going to test those lows in the 41.60 handle a few times, and the dippers are just relentless. Here, I'll pull my chart up for you. So you're going to have 3-4 lows right in the same area. Let's just call it 41.70, not to split hairs on it. And here we are, 4 out of 5 closes right in this area to be green on the week, 41.79.50. Gonna need a big buyer to come in to take out that all-time closing high from yesterday. That's at 42.03.50. We haven't even seen that in today's session, this morning or overnight. Crude still well above 60, but down $1.47 at 63.54. Gold down $1.20, just knocking its head up against 1800, but just can't break through. Silver back under 26. That's down 18.5 cents at 25.90. And Bitcoin, there's the star of the show. Bitcoin, that is up $4,170 at 57,180. And I heard, I don't have confirmation of this, but that an offshore wagering site, someone put $1 million on the favorite essential quality in Bitcoin.
I see. We haven't even ever talked about the betting implications. Joel, it's going to break your brain a little bit. What crypto could do to the online sports betting market, I think. But
oh man, the conversion rates. I mean, that's kind of what we talked about with Bitcoin as far as being a means of commerce. I mean, it's so volatile. What if you bought your Tesla yesterday and you paid out the closing price at Bitcoin? I think that the settlement procedure, and I don't think the 3-day settle with stocks is all that great either, but I think that's going to be the real key to make it a usable currency. That's an excellent point.
Real quick on the settlement note, we got to reach out. By we, I mean Benzinga, got to reach out from the DTCC, just a media reach out saying that they are working to reduce settlement to T+1. So I said, hey, why don't you come on our show and explain it? And they said, we'll get back to you. So maybe we'll get someone from the DTCC on the show, but maybe not if they don't want to come on. Joel, mostly red on the screen today, pockets of green here and there. What are you seeing out there?
Well, let's start with the big dog here. Okay.
Amazon? What's the big dog?
Amazon. Amazon's the big dog. Yeah. And, we do put emphasis, on the show, on the pre-market and the after hours trading. And I was pretty confident that we weren't going back to that 36.60. And in fact, what I did say on the show, this is when the actual real session starts. And what I said was, wow, the real all-time high, real or real not, back in September was 35.52 and a quarter. So throw out the pre-market high, throw out the pre-market low. That's your number for the day, right? And what's your high? 35.54. So, I mean, they didn't do the split. It took some while. I mean, that kind of report, and it only be up $10 or 0.3%. I mean, the street has not been very nice to Apple.
Nope.
Microsoft.
Nope.
Amazon,
Nope.
they did reward Facebook and they did reward Google, but it's just I was talking with another buddy of mine. Actually, I was talking with Joel Kalina, and he was just like, "Yeah, I mean, what do these companies have to do?" But that's the market expectations going in, exceeding expectations. But and Apple also had that additional news, so discount that. But yep. So there's a look at Amazon. I mean, it's good. Looks like it's going to close green on today. Twitter, man, that thing. I didn't even look at what some of these. Oh, look at that. Just dead. It's dead. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
It did have a little rally off the open. You were probably could have been rewarded a little bit, but man, there's nothing there. I mean, we're just sitting near the lows of the session. So it looks like Twitter has some more work to do on the downside. I noticed Western Digital, that's down 75 cents. That ended up red on today. Some of the stocks that were red, that stayed red, Skyworks, just quiet. I mean, that came into an area of support. Who else did we have that beat this morning?
Oh man, you're making me go back into my memory.
Yeah, that's okay.
We had you mentioned Skyworks. Well, we didn't really talk about the energy plays like Chevron and Exxon, which are both down. God, who else did we talk about? Oh my God, I'm blanking on this. We talked about Neo, which didn't really. We talked about them being impacted for
that fooled us.
Yeah,
that fooled us with the report. It did. We were talking pretty bearish on it, and it caught a bid. I don't know if it was early in the session or not, but that did catch a bid. It did rally. Open 37.73, a little dip to 735, then a nice rip. I think what you want to looking forward here for Neo, I'm just spotting the last three highs: 195, 149, and 122. Struggling to close over $40. So mark just mark the middle one there, 41.50. Your major resistance for NIO next week.
I'm trying to think who else here. We had U.S. Steel overnight. We had Gilead overnight. Neither of those are growth names. So
no.
But interestingly enough, if you want to go to like U.S. Steel, why don't you go to U.S. Steel? Because actually, it's not just X, but a lot of all the steel stocks caught a bit at the open. All of them.
Yep, it did. It didn't quite get down in that lower 21 handle, looking to pick it up on the cheap. Didn't get there. I guess I'm not the only one that can read a chart here. Actually opened lower, very close to the low to the session, 152, 144 low. But what am I going to point out here, Spencer? What am I going to point out here in U.S. Steel for next week?
Let me bring the chart up so I can see. Okay, or I make it full screen so I can see. 2281 right now.
For resistance.
Where am I looking at? I mean that monthly level looks interesting.
How about the three tops in a row? I know Detroit's famous for the four tops, but 375, 380, and 387. 3 highs in a row. Big seller, perhaps targeting 24, but
on the daily, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking on the daily. Yep. 3 highs in the same area, very significant.
Yeah, someone commented on the semis today as well. It's just another bad day. Like AMD, which got crushed.
Yeah, there's another stock that boy, that's way off.
Yeah,
way off.
The overnight high, the pre-market high, the morning after earnings was $89.90 in AMD.
Yep.
So we're down $8 from there.
Yeah, and it just, I don't know. I mean, trading range in this. I mean, I know a lot of people were giving me some heat earlier in the week. Intel, which is not doing very well either. But it just seems like it's just not the shiny new car anymore. It's more of a trading range. So selling off, we see the support. I mean, major support down at 74, but you're going to have to deal with some support if it comes down. If it keeps coming down like this, 3 lows at the, let's call it 78.60, 78.70 for 8MD. That's still $5 away.
I should mention that U.S. Steel actually did have a headline this morning that they were going to.
They did.
Yeah, they canceled an upgrade to one of their steel mill operations. I think that was from the earnings call. Actually, never mind. I take that back. What else did I see today? So Tesla's actually in the green, which is interesting.
Yeah, did that get some news?
Yeah, there's some speculation that I think there was a research note out that was bullish on their deliveries.
Okay. And, I was talking about it, and I was saying how the chart looked bad this morning, and I was like, it needs a catalyst. It needs some news, and then, boom, you got it. Great support. At least you got a nice level to lean on. I don't know if you want to lean that far, but 2 lows, are they actually that close to each other? 68.50 and 66.14. So there you go. Let's just call 67 even. Big number next week, and trying to fill the gap from earnings. I'm sure if you can get back to that 732.81, that was a low on earnings day, or before earnings day. The high was actually 724 the following day. So you got a little gap, good volume on the rally. So research note helps pull Tesla out of a little tailspin the last 4 days. It was down every day this week.
Yeah, so chat's noting, we talked about this too. It is the end of the month, which could mean funky things in the next 18 minutes or so, as people rebalance or whatever into the close. So we'll see how that shakes out. I'll be watching for the imbalances. I'm sure actually they're already out. I haven't seen them yet. What about Snapchat? Who's asking about Snapchat here in the chat? Someone's asking about Snapchat. Tyler Hoseman, I think Snap is due for breakout. Any chance we can get Joel's opinion on Snapchat?
Oh boy, I just tell you, man, I'd be a little leery on this one. I mean, look what they did pin interest. Look what they did to Twitter. I mean, you kind of got to lump those stocks together. So just thinking the way those stocks acted, how they traded after the report, I'm not sure I'm in 100 agreement with you on that. Technically speaking, I wouldn't call it a breakout until you cleared 65. That's $3 away. Not even the high for the week. As far as holding an area, we flagged the $61 area as the midway point of this big break that it had. So maybe target that above 61. Over 65, I think I'd be a little bit more in your camp, but a little bit cautious here with the way Twitter and Twitter's making new lows as we speak, down 949, down 14.5%. So that's why I'd be a little cautious on that one.
Who was in chat asking about applied materials? I'm going to go back. I missed it. I think it was Jim. But AMAT, Joel, if you could pull it up.
Sure.
AMAT. I had it in the chat and then I lost it. Who asked about it? I don't remember. But AMAT.
I missed a few symbols there with my typing. Wow. That's a tough chart. They're holding up a lot better than some of these others, right? Does this fall into the semi category?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What you had your high at just over 145. You held 130. Then you took half of it back, and then you kind of rolled over again. So I don't like this chart either. Must hold level here is that low from last week at 128.31. Let's see, another low at 129, but I just don't like the break and then struggled to get halfway back and then you turned again. So it's still within earshot of all-time high, a good report or an upgrade or something, but could turn it back higher again. But that's pretty clear, that I sure would like to see exactly what that number is. Boom. Yeah, 137.5. Look at that. That's retracements, man. They can help you out. At least the reason they help you out is it gives you a target on the like after you made that low, it started to rally. At least it gives you a reference point of where the rebound should go. And if the thing is gonna, go back to the all-time high, then you have that area. And it failed there. And what was the high for this week? The high for this week was right in that actually, Monday you got above it, 38.67, and you were above it on Tuesday at 38 and a quarter. Actually, you got to look at it on Thursday too at 37.60. So that's your level right there. S&P's did not hold that triple close area. We just lost about $9 quick here. Another choppy session. Only $3 off that 67.50 low. The current low for the week, where did I put my sheet? Monday's low is 63.75. Ooh, we're kind of close to that. So the old Friday perhaps ending on the low of the week trick. I don't know if we want to see that.
What about Etsy? BT asked about Etsy. This one is not. Luke's behind me. Everyone wave to Luke. Joel says hi, Luke. Or no, Luke says hi, Joel. Whatever. It's Friday. Etsy looking suspicious here.
Once again, well, here you have kind of like a stay-at-home stock too, right? People, putting arts and crafts on there. Also, I don't have the it's a growth tech, right? And it probably trades at a high multiple. These things, I mean, it takes out 180. It's got a lot more to go on the downside, down 1021. Once again, just the way these Twitter and Snaps and these other pins are trading, I just not so much Snap because it hasn't reported, but man, no, it's just an unfavorable looking chart. I can't tell you that it's something super bullish in there. It gets me excited. If you want to get super bullish, see if this thing can plow over 199. And it's trading. Where's it trading at? 198.50. Where's it trading at? It's trading at 198.50. Wow, this was over 200 today. So wrong. I'm looking at the wrong chart here. Boy, you got major resistance. That's a long ways away. 212.5. New low coming up in the S&Ps here, folks. I don't know if we have some sell imbalances or what's going on, but we're starting to leak here. Going into the final 13 minutes of the session.
Did see him buy imbalance go by about 5 minutes ago.
Sold to you.
Yeah, maybe 500 million to buy. No, that was at 330. It was 1.5 million to buy it at 340. I don't know.
The end of the day imbalances flip a lot more than the morning imbalances, and also. What do people, want those? If there's a big buy imbalance and people are looking to hedge up and do some selling, I mean, another great month for the market. Some people do take profits sometime.
I don't know who those people are, but yes, they do. What about? What I was going to say was it's not looking good for my finishing the week green.
Who knows with this market? Who knows? I mean, the way this thing's been bouncing around today, I wouldn't say that it's out of the realm of possible. We just made a new low by a tick there. Stopped out people that were leaning on the low of the day. Stopped out, now bouncing back up. Tough sledding here going into this is always the last 15, especially at the end of the month and the end of the day. Definitely choppy trading.
Okay, let's look at Voyager.
Look at that, back up at 75. Okay.
Let's look at Voyager, which is a Luke Jacoby and Jason Rassin favorite. I'll give you the ticker, Joel. It's VYGVF.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it's a crypto exchange. It's peer to Coinbase. VYGVF. Interesting chart. They sold the news on it. The top came on the coin. That's the Coinbase IPO, I think, is what 30 was. I think
that's that long ago, the Coinbase IPO?
No, maybe not. No,
I don't think so.
I'll take that back. No, that gap down 2 weeks ago. That was the Coinbase IPO.
Big level here for you Voyager stockholders here. I don't want to mince words here. Look at your high here, 2150. Then you tried again on this day. You came up shy, 2081. This day you stuck into that 21 handle again. 21.27. And then today's high, 21.24, still pressing up against it. Not really moving with the currency as much. The currency's up $4,200. But for this one, there you go. Almost new high for the session. I'd be comfortable with, I mean, if this is a good bottom in here, which it very well could be, and you're looking to say, hey, can this thing get back to 23.70? Right there. And you got the little high right here. Where's this high at? This one is, that's a little bit lower, 22.40. So let's see. It can keep going. I could easily see this getting back of that move, if half of that move, if that's what you're betting. Wow, man, this thing got under $16 last week. It's a mover. Red. It's going to be a red candle for the month, but that's just because of this craziness that you had here. So first red candle in the month, and it was a big red candle. Very important for this to get back up. Get back up to that. It's actually, what is it? It is 22, looks like 22.96.23.
Let's talk automakers for a second here. We have GM reporting earnings on Wednesday. Also, because it's the first week of the month, we'll get auto sales from April. And we're still digesting Ford's earnings from earlier in the week here. So, and then I saw 13 ask about Carvana, which is not an automaker, but in the auto market too. So let's look at these names.
Ford. Let's see if it can settle in here a couple days. And I mean, nice low. If you were banking on this low holding here, we were looking for the lower $11 handle. 11.18. That was your low to 21st. You got to 11.14 yesterday, and you're getting a nice bounce here. I don't know. Is GM going to have chip problems? I mean, that seems to be the fallback here. Tough chart here. Must hold level. I can't even call it that. 56. That kind of spots the two lows from the last sessions. You got to get to 59 here if you want to do any serious work on the upside. The high for the week is 59.10, and that was flanked by a 59 even high on Wednesday.
Andrew Garver asked about RHE. I love this. I'm going to bring up my screen for a second and just pull up in the pro. So we reached out to the company. RHE is up huge today, 48%. And this is what they said. I'll read you from the pro. Or actually, no, this is in an 8K. Excuse me, in an 8K. It is. We are not aware of any undisclosed material change in the business operations or affairs that would account for the recent increase in our share price and the trading volume of the company. So they have no idea. Andrew Garver, RHE, the company has no idea what's going on with that stock. It is lower price, typically lower volume name, probably being manipulated. Can't say how, but that's what you see there. So the company.
Wow, someone just said Amazon's in the red now.
Is that true?
That's in the red by $4. What do you got to do? What do you got to do, Wall Street? Come on. Should they have missed? If they missed and lowered guidance, would it be trading higher? I don't understand this. And Apple's near the low of the session too. I mean, gosh darn it. I mean, think about it over the weekend, folks. You got some dynamic reports, and what did the street do? You know what they did. That's unbelievable.
Honestly, to me, it's a gift. We just saw these companies come out and they said they're all printing money. They can't. They're making so much money that they don't even know what to do with it all. Okay, Amazon is a beast. Their business is a beast. Apple, their business is a beast. I look at every sell-off as an opportunity in these guys. It's different. Like Tesla's a different story, right? Because Tesla's a much earlier stage business. But Amazon and Apple, if they trade down, great. That's just a
back up the truck, right? And what did and I'll give Triple D credit. He wasn't the only one that was talking about it. No stock split. No stock split on that. I think it's $200 off that high. Oh, just RHE. And I don't know who's getting down and dirty in this. If this doesn't get over $10 tomorrow or Friday or Sunday or Monday, I fear the worst. Range of 5 to 10. You backed off there. 10 was this high right here, just under 10. double digits, $2 off the high. A lot of people caught. I'd be careful on this one.
Tony's asking whatever happened to the Robinhood IPO. I read an article that they're being inundated right now with customer service complaints and class action lawsuits, and that's delaying the IPO process, is what I read.
Not exactly the time you want to IPO, huh, Spencer?
In the midst of what, shareholder lawsuit, class action lawsuits, or just in general?
Both.
Both? Yeah, maybe.
How did GME do this week? Right? Didn't we have some good news on that earlier in the week?
Yeah,
Right?
last I checked, it was doing okay. I didn't look
at
today.
this.
I didn't look today, but I looked a few days ago. It was doing okay. And this is always the argument for like, there's like, we're still in crazy town because GameStop's still at 174. Right?
Yeah, 174. I mean, is this going to be a trading range stock here? It had the news that the offering was done. That's when it popped to 188, low of 166 on the week. So it's not your GameStop of old. I don't know. What's it going to be for the week? It's up for the week. Man, I honestly, folks, I don't have any feel for this stock.
Okay.
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but flip a coin on this one. Go ask your kid, put the chart up, have your kid look at it. And it's so funny because you look at the range today. Oh man, that range is so small, right? It's still a over a $10 range. So needs catalyst.
All right. Money Mitch wants to know, Joel, if you're selling your L brands yet.
You know what? People want me.
This has been like Joel's greatest trade of his life, and it was an accident. I feel like
it was Lisa's trade. I don't know what to do about it. I'm gonna get. It's so hard because every time I want to get the investment committee together, I'm like, well, I'm gonna wait another week, and then the stock goes up another $5.
I know.
So, but I know one that I'm right on, and she won't give in yet. Is this Peloton? I know I'm right on this one. I'm very upset about it. I thought that we should have very seriously reevaluated things at 130, and it didn't even blink there. It didn't even blink. Then it held 100 and popped up to 120. Had a good workout today. I do like it. Dana's husband broke a pedal on his. He says that it's just because of his brute strength and force, but I don't know. I don't like the monthly chart. I don't like the daily chart. I don't like anything about it, and I own it.
I got a good question here, guys.
Sure.
Did you get your noodles today? Because check out NDLS.
I saw that one today.
Noodles and Company, baby. Get your lunch noodles because, man, this stock gave a ride today.
Yeah. This one is in Breakout City.
What, people eat noodles? People want high carbs or something?
I don't know.
You know what it really is? This is like that office play of people coming back to the office, because normally you go to Noodle and Company, they're usually right in like the heavy city areas where you can like just walk there and get your lunch. So I think what this play is really saying that, they're getting business to walk back in, but man, it's a big move.
Yeah. It's digesting it. I mean, they walked it down here. This is kind of interesting because it took all these days to go down here, then now they're laid down, and then it's getting all of it back basically this week. I like to see this high taken out if you're on the issue. 1270, that was your high on March 11th. How high did you get today? 1248. Oh, boy, this is not a real thing. I mean, it's up on good volume, but I mean, it traded 270,000 yesterday. It's traded 700,000 today. I don't know. Is this a Reddit stock? Is this a big short interest in it, or no?
It may have a lower float. It's a smaller company. What is the float here on this one? 33 million shares, small float. So we're not going to turn green.
No,
week, Joel. We're not.
No. And we're actually set. I mean, if I had to, flip a coin for next week, yeah, we did make a new all-time high. But we're settling. Going to be. I mean, who knows? Was obviously until 5 o'clock. But I don't know. Well, now we're popping. So you just got to look at that right on the close. You got levels on the downside, folks. You know how I like my levels, and it's, I mean, going to be there. We go, Spencer. The spoos are now above 79.50 where it closed last week. So you see the lows in there, and we just hit them now. So that's your support, and looks like 41.80. That's the key level.
All right, it's 4:00, which means it is time for the Elconin Kentucky Derby special. We've got some
first time doing this.
First time. Hey, for all we know, maybe the last time. You never know. You never know. But
you know something I don't know?
What's that?
You said it may be the last time.
No, I know. I don't know anything you don't know. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. Here's the plan. Let's start with this. Joel, should I bring up the picture?
Well, tell them what they have to do first.
Smash the like button. Obviously, duh. What do you think I was going to say? Something else?
Right.
No,
dummy. I deserve it, Don.
Smash the like button, everyone, for some ponies talk. That's the first thing I want to say. Second thing I want to say is get your notepads ready. Grab a pen or a pencil or a mechanical pencil or a highlighter or a Sharpie, whatever you use, and some paper. Some loose leaf, some printer paper, some note cards, whatever, and get ready to take some notes. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get to Joel's pick eventually, but we're gonna start off with this. We're gonna do a little contest. The winner of the contest will get some Benzinga swag if there is a winner. There may not be a winner actually. In my opinion, there won't be a winner, but we're gonna do the contest.
I think there will be.
Real quick. After that, Joel's gonna walk through his strategy, how he looks at the field, how he approaches the race. We're going to go through some highlights of previous races. Joel's going to give us some analysis, and that'll bring us all the way to our pick for the Derby. So let's start with the contest. Winner of this contest will get Benzinga swag. Here's the contest. It is very, very simple. I've got a picture up on the screen, and I'll zoom in. I've got a picture up on the screen. Find Joel Elconin. That is the contest. Here, I'll start up top. Here. I'll zoom way the hell in. Okay. I'll start up top, and then I'm going to go down to the bottom. Joel, where this picture was
I don't give anything away.
All right. I'm scrolling down. And I'll leave it. I'll just leave it.
You got to make it a little bigger than that.
Yeah.
Keep going down.
Well, that's as much as
Is that the whole thing?
That's the whole picture.
Okay.
All right. Find Joel Elconin. Put it in chat. If you know where Joel is, I'll go back up. No, you got to be more specific. You got to be not right-hand side, easy Mike. Okay. Right-hand side ain't going to cut it. Specificity. He's the kid, someone is saying. Can you be a little more specific than he's the kid? Let me go back to the top. He's behind the horse's butt. Oh, we do have a winner. Oh, crap. We have more than one winner. Hold on. Let's see. Jake G. Jake G is our winner.
What'd he say?
He's in his mom's stomach. That's right.
Yep.
Bada bing, bada boom.
I was born in October of 1963. And this was in June of 1963. That's my dad right there. He was 32. My mom was actually 26 at the time. And that was our driver, Donnie Hall. This was in 63. And actually, an interesting thing about Donnie Hall is my dad used him as a catch driver back in the 70s because at all the Detroit meets, we always tried to get a picture in the winner's circle. And we were struggling at Wolverine, and my dad said, I'm going to bring in Donnie Hall. And he pulled off the victory for us. So, yep. Okay.
Jake G, email shows@benzinga.com. Put Joel picture or Kentucky Derby or something like that in the subject. So I know, so I don't just delete your email automatically. And we'll get you some swag. So very nice job, Jake G, with that. Okay. Let's go to the real stuff, though, and let's get this banner off the screen. And I'm going to share my screen, And
Yeah, let me preface things here a little
Sure,
bit.
go ahead.
And so if you go into a Kentucky Derby party, whether you're going in person or virtual, everyone wants to say, uh, I had a Kentucky Derby winner, right? And there's a clear favorite in here, and that is Essential Quality. And we're going to bring up now this race that we're going to focus on this video a little bit more than the other ones.
Mhm.
And the reason is I don't like what the horse he won in the stretch. He could have won by a lot more, but I just don't like the way he veered to the outside here. So Spencer, go ahead. We're going to be looking at number 4, I believe, is Essential Quality here. And I don't know if it was the driver just didn't have a good hold on him. I don't know what it was, but man, the Kentucky Derby. The other thing I want you to keep in mind here is the Kentucky Derby is 1.25 miles, right? So you don't want to go any extra ground, right? Okay, here he is. He's on the outside here. That's highly motivated. Well, I didn't put it in my picks, but see what he is. See, is he veering out there?
Here,
He's running so much. Look at that. Look at that. And now he has to bring him back in.
I'll rewind it so you can see the home stretch.
Okay. I just, man.
Right there. See, right there. See that?
Yep. I mean, you do that at Churchill Downs, man. 1.25 mile race. I mean, it scares me. And also, I really don't like, look at that. I mean, I also don't like betting on the favorites. So, maybe I'll throw them in some exactas or whatever. But, I mean, that scares me. So, if he's the super horse that everyone says he is, then that shouldn't be a problem. But that's a look at Essential Quality. The other thing I want to add to you about Essential Quality, and I should have prefaced this at the beginning, we're showing the Derby prep races. And what I mean by Derby prep races is there's 4 major races, 2 months leading up to the Derby. And usually, not always, the winner or a horse is second in those prep races wins the Derby. Let me see. I'm lost my train of thought here for a second. So the Bluegrass is only produced 2 winners, right? Only produced 2 winners since, I don't know, maybe the whole course of the race. 1979 Spectacular Bid, and 1991 it was Strike the Gold. So there you go. That's my knocks on that horse, and we'll see what happens. All right, Spencer.
What's next? What's the next race?
The next race is the Florida Derby with Note Agenda. We're keeping a look here at number 5.
All right.
Florida Derby down at Gulfstream. Absolutely beautiful track.
One known agenda is now on to take over the lead. It's known agenda.
That's
and I rather
right there
Jr.
in
now
green.
moving away from Soup and Sandwich, who's back to second. Then Greatest Honor and Nova Rags. 16th to go. It's Pletcher in the Derby again. It's known agenda for St. Elias Stable under I rather Tease Jr. 2.5 clear. Soup and Sandwich second.
All right.
Okay. Todd Bletcher, world-class trainer, has won a lot of derbies. You can't discount this horse. I'm not sure what kind of odds he's going to be at. My knock on this horse, he's coming out of the 1 hole, okay? Only one horse since 1986 has won out of the 1 hole, and that was Ferdinand. And he was a huge long shot. And besides that statistic, going back since that time, the winner from the 1, 2, or 3 hole in the Derby is 1 for 99 for the first, second, or third. So not great. I mean, if he wasn't on the roll, wasn't on the rail, I'd have to give him some more consideration. But that's my knock on Known Agenda.
So he's not your pick for that reason.
Yes, because of the post position.
Okay. What's next?
Arkansas Derby. And the chat's probably going to like this horse because of the name. And it's number 1, and it's super stock.
Caddo River tough to get by. Concert Tour is now taking the lead, and he's a length and a half in front, but Superstock is a fresh challenger in the center of the racetrack. And here comes Superstock outside of Concert Tour. Superstock has taken over the lead. Concert Tour has been defeated. Superstock, Ricardo Santana win the Arkansas Derby.
I like that name.
I know.
Name.
And there's going to be some good odds. It's going to be some good odds on that horse. Also an outside post position, number one, away outside. So not real keen on him. And then I just don't know if the classes of horses that he was running against, he had a slower time. Times don't make as much difference in the thoroughbreds. But I just think he beat a little bit. I mean, Arkansas Derby, has produced some winners, but not going with Superstock here.
Wait, so just to be clear, is there like a super like Bitcoin one that I can bet on?
Well, I don't know if we heard it in this race or in another race, but there's a horse called Crowded Trade. Yeah, there is. There is. I might be in the next race.
That's the Wood, right?
Let's go to the Wood with Bourbonic.
Quarters went in 1:14.4. The field is at the top of the stretch in the Wood Memorial. Here's Rayburn. Here's Dynamic One on the outside. Brooklyn Strong is down at the rail, and Crowded Trade is coming on now as they come for the 8th pole. It is Dynamic One. Here's Crowded Trade on the outside. Rayburn continues to battle down at the rail, and it's a 16th to the finish. And here's Bourbonic, who was last, making a late run out in the middle of the track. It is Dynamic One and Bourbonic. Dynamic One and Bourbonic.
Yeah, that's
exciting.
Yeah, from last to first, very, very impressive. Very impressive. Coming out of the 20 hole. Okay, so he's going to be on the way outside. Over the long history of the Derby, only one horse that was Big Brown in 2008 went out of the 20 hole. So it's a 1.25 mile race. It's a long race, so he can lay back and come back, and make a big run. But I don't know, just coming way outside like that. It was a big race. He was a long shot. Also, man, I mean, the driver's good. It could be a long shot. Might throw him in some perfectas, but he is not my pick. We don't have the Louisiana Derby up here. That hasn't produced very many winners. That was Hot Rod Charlie. And I was looking at him on the program, and he's like, wins a race, loses a race, wins a race, loses a race. So I'm not banking on him. I'm not saying he can't, but I'm not banking on him to win the Kentucky Derby.
What's next?
The next is my pick.
Okay.
And it's not just because of the name.
Okay.
Rock Your World. Okay. Let's get him. Let's show him here in the Santa Anita Derby, which has produced mega winners over the years. Check out this colt in the Santa Anita Derby.
What number is 3? Right?
3. Yep.
In command. Medina Spirit making no progress.
Isn't this the track with all the problems?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and I got a note on that too.
Okay.
He's undefeated and wins by 4. Under Roberto.
He's not even sweating. That horse could go another mile there. Look at him. Big, strong, colt. Right. Look at that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So here, and just let me preface this by saying that thoroughbred horses are very injury prone. They're very sensitive horses. There's a lot of injuries, a lot of things. Spencer, you turned me on to that great podcast. So the health of a horse, that's the reason you don't have Kentucky Derby winners. The Derby's 1.25 miles, right? Which a lot of these horses have never gone before. The Preakness is 1.125 miles. Okay, so it's shorter, and you got to be quicker, right? And then the Belmont, I mean, the order was reversed last year. The Belmont's 1.5 miles. So you have these horses that, are just very sensitive and have injuries and stuff. And so that's why the Belmont is so difficult. And also you have horses staying out of the early prep races or staying out of the Preakness, staying out of the Derby, and then they're fresh for the Belmont. So that's why it's so difficult to win the Triple Crown. And actually, I think it was the owner of I'll Have Another or another horse that lost. And he really complained about it that, hey, these fresh horses come into Belmont and they beat me. So that's just talking about the, you're right. The Preakness is a mile and 3 teenies. I stand corrected on that. So, but what I like about this horse is that the trainer had him run on turf. Thoroughbreds can run on turf or they can run on dirt. Okay. The turf is much easier than on their legs. This horse ran 2 races on the turf, much easier on his legs. He ran them in the dirt in the Santa Anita. You saw what he could do there. He's strong. And I just think I hope he's not the favorite. I know Essential Quality is supposed to be the favorite, but I just Rock Your World. And you know what the jockey's name is as of right now?
No.
Joel.
Wait, I missed it. What?
Joel.
Joel? Oh, that makes sense.
Joel Rosario.
Okay.
Yep. So
hey, does Nick Zito have any horses in this race?
I do not think so.
Oh.
I don't think so. But just to wrap things up here, folks, 20 horse field, anything can and will happen. A lot of times when I'm watching these races, and I've been watching them over the years, I just don't want to see anybody get hurt. I just don't want to see an injury. I mean, you have these 2-3 ton animals that are being controlled by guys that weigh 110 pounds, really. And so coming out of the gate there, no agenda. He's going to have to use some speed coming out of the 1 hole. And it's just going to be the way Essential Quality, Rock Your World, and then there's some other horses that won the Derby preps on the outside. They're going to have to use some juice to get in position. And then they're going to have to rate. They're going to have to pull back. And you can tell a lot by way the jockeys holding their reins. If they're holding it in tight, that means they have a little bit of a hold on them. And then you got a big old stretch at Churchill Downs. And anything can happen. But to me, my shekels are going on Rock Your World. And it's not just because of the name. And then also you guys can read my article. I think we're all winners in this year's Kentucky Derby. There's supposed to be 48,000 people there enjoying the festivities. So I think if everything that, I don't want to turn this into like a COVID thing, but hey, things are getting back to normal. People are attending sporting events. So let's just hope that, it's a good race. Everyone comes out healthy and everyone has a good time. So I don't know if there's any questions or anything.
Yeah,
but,
we have a few questions in the chat. But first, did you see what Easy Mike said? He said Nick Zito is his coworker's uncle.
You're kidding me.
Hey, man, that's just what Easy Mike said in the chat.
5-1, Tony. I would love that horse at 5-1. I would love him. What I think is going to happen is I think that Rock Your World and Essential Quality are going to go off at co-favorites. That's what I think. I mean, and I try not to bet the favorite, and to me, Essential Quality, blazing speed, won the Bluegrass in 148. Everyone's called him the next super horse. If it wasn't for him veering out like that in the Bluegrass, the jockey really has to control him. You saw what happened to Maximum Security. He veered out. He got disqualified. So it's all about, and also when watching this race, I could tell you, if Rock Your World doesn't break good and he's shuffled and he's, 16th on the inside at the quarter pole, then I'll just may go and spice up my mint julep. That's it. I've tried to mention getting Kentucky Fried Chicken, but Lisa's not really in favor of that.
Okay, we got a few questions in chat, and then I know Mitch has stuff to say. One, Chilled Monkey. Does Joel watch the Grand National over in England?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't. So I don't know about those European horses. No, I do not.
Okay. Will there be a Triple Crown? Joel kind of answered that already.
Tough. Yeah, it's just so tough. These horses are so sensitive. I don't, and as far odds are saying there won't be a Triple Crown, it just depends. I mean, if Rock Your World, both Rock Your World and Essential Quality are pretty lightly raced horses. So, and they're undefeated. So yeah, but it's just a going at, mile and a quarter, mile 3/16, and then mile and a half. And then those fresh horses coming into the Belmont. It's tough. Who was it? It was, I don't know how many years, Woody Stevens. He'd lay low in the Derby to Preakness, and then boom, like clockwork, he would win the Belmont. So a lot of things go on that.
Children Monkey because Children Monkey's over in the UK, so he wants to know what time the race is. It's always at 6 p.m., right?
Yeah, it's a little bit later than that. I believe the actual post is like 6:40, 6:45. Sometimes they don't run it closer to 7, get the TV ratings.
Okay. Mitch, did you, I think you had something you wanted to add, or a few things, right?
Yeah, I got my horse here. Hot Rod.
All right.
Hot Rod's my pick.
He won the Louisiana Derby. So
here's my other reason why. It's because he got second place in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile right behind Essential Quality. And if you look at that race, you'll see that he was right there. And he has a lot of late speed, just like Essential Quality.
I like it.
So that's what I'm going to be looking at the end. If he could just come in, hold in third right at the end, and then come in sweeping for that first right in the last leg.
Yeah. Wow, man, Mitch, I have a newfound respect for you.
I did some research.
We can tell Jason to keep him on the payroll next month.
All right.
There you go. I wanted to make Joel proud. I know that you have that experience, but
yeah. Derby stories. Lisa and I had always talked about going to the Derby. I would say the chances of that happening are a little bit lower now. But nope, I've never been to the Derby. Probably the greatest stories, and I can't think about over the years. I mean, there's been some times where I've cashed pretty good, but it probably won't, even if Rock Your World comes in, it probably won't be that huge of a payout. So that's my Derby stories for you.
I'll say my only like notable story of being at the track was I'm from New Jersey, the Freehold Raceway Park, which is near where I grew up, and I noticed that there was this couple that no matter what, they were always at the window after the race. They were always getting paid out. And I was like, how are they doing? I was like 10 years old. I was like, how are they winning money in every single race? They were betting on all the horses.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. I do.
And everybody.
I do have a good Freehold story, believe it or not.
Okay, shoot.
When I was in elementary school, my dad had a pretty good stable of harness horses.
Yeah.
And they would race at different tracks. And there was a big race at Freehold.
You've told me the story, right?
Yeah. And my dad said, listen, we're gonna fly to New Jersey tomorrow, and this is a big race for Varsity King. He goes, but don't tell your teacher why you're not coming to school. Okay. And so my dad had the parent-teacher conference like a couple of weeks later, and the teacher said, do you really think it was a good idea to take your son out of school to go to a race in New Jersey? And he was a little bit mad at me on that. And King came second in that one in Freehold. So that's my Freehold story for you.
Okay, if you guys enjoyed the Joel Elconin Kentucky Derby special, go ahead and smash that like. We're trying something new. I enjoyed it. I learned a lot just going through this.
I just hope Rock Your World doesn't come last, man. And there'll be nobody listening to the Benzinga pre-market prep show,
Hey, that's true. I was going to ask you if you wanted to give a prediction for second or third place or show, or no, if you want.
I'm gonna probably some of those other horses I mentioned. I'll throw in some combos. like, Bourbonic or Super Stock. Because, sometimes you can get surprised. Like, you pick your horse, you really think your horse is going to win. And then, he comes in second. So there could be, something with the perfectas. But, if it's essential quality and Rock Your World 1-2, then the risk reward ratio, then you're going to have like a $12-14 exacta payout. And that's just not, that's just not worth the risk reward for me on that. So.
Aaron Breeze is giving me the exacta. I had no idea Aaron Breeze was a betting man. Andrew Garver wants to see you at the Traverse Stakes, Joel.
That is is he up there in Saratoga? I
don't know.
I've been invited there by Todd Gordon, and this was pre-COVID. He invited me up there. He also owns a whiskey distillery, so I'd like to do it. There's one of the big races that I may show up at. I'd love to be at Saratoga for the Travers Stakes. It's supposed to be just gorgeous up there, and that is on my bucket list.
And just to be clear, the official Benzinga pick is Super Stock, just so we're all clear about that.
Okay, yeah, of course.
Obviously.
Yep.
Okay.
And we did ask Dave Portnoy to come on to give his prediction, but he couldn't make it.
We asked Dave Portnoy for 5 minutes because he'll be at the race, but we never heard back. So that was that. All right, guys, that's gonna be a wrap for the Joel Elconin Kentucky Derby special. Hit the like button. Next show will be the Money Mitch show in an hour and a half at 6 p.m. So tune in for that. We will, of course, be recapping this we'll do it at the end of Monday's pre-market prep. We'll recap the Derby, have Joel give his thoughts on that. Everyone, hope you had a great week. Have a great weekend. Thank you for listening. As always, hit the like button. All the information on our show is meant for informational purposes, not for investing or trading advice. Catch the replay on YouTube. Subscribe to Benzinga on YouTube or the Benzinga Clips channel, which is where all of our highlights are. That's all I got. Everyone,
may the for Dennis and his Star Wars stuff, may the horse be with you.
May the horse be with you. We'll end on that note. Everyone, have a great weekend.